clear the table while you're getting your family
No,
tree sorted out. I think it's a good thing for you to.
well, I don't even know if I have any pictures of these people. Gosh, I don't know who would have pictures. She had two brothers. John, who had throat cancer, died of throat cancer.
He was the drunk.
And he was the one who drank too much, yes.
Did he smoke?
Oh, I'm sure. Everybody smokes. They all smoke. And the other brother, George, who died as a result of being gassed in World War One.
In the trenches.
He had 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. His wife, Inez, I was never sure how she died, but by the time I even heard about him, I had met his children, but I never met him or his wife. Isn't that weird? An uncle and an aunt I never met, but I met the cousins. Yep. And she had a sister, Mary, who married a man from Pennsylvania, and I guess she moved there because I never met her either. But she was my mother's sister.
You never met her?
Nope, Mary Sobian she became. I knew her name. I think I met her daughter. Yeah, she had a daughter. My grandmother tended to sort of accept any of these kids who were orphaned. All they had to do was show up at her house, and she took over raising them. So she had her son George's kids for a while. She had her daughter Mary's kids daughter for a while. And all these cousins would just appear at my grandmother's. And I'd go to school with some of them for a while until they graduated. And I just took it for granted that that's where they were. Never met their parents. Well, they wouldn't have been with my grandmother if they had parents who were alive. Yeah, my mother's side of the family was not too healthy. Didn't live very long, which explains her genetics, I guess, since she died at 63 from a childhood bout of rheumatic fever, which left her with a bad valve. So that was not the strong side of the family. My dad's side. His brother lived to be 88. His sister lived to be 100. The strange thing is there were 7 children to start with, and there were 3 who lived to adulthood. In those days, children died. There were no antibiotics. So there was my father, Robert, and his brother John and his sister Alice. And they lived in Marion, Ohio, finally, having moved from Richmond, Indiana, after the mother died. And their father moved with them. They took care of the old man until he died in his 70s, I think. I met him. I knew him. But they were long-lived people. Jeez. I guess the difference was in their childhood. They were probably better taken care of. My dad could remember a time when his family had a maid, and his mother didn't have to do very much. It depended on how the business went. His father had a habit of starting boiler works, whatever they did. And wherever he moved, he'd start another boiler works. And finally, one of them went bankrupt, and he retired and moved in with his kids. But they had a pretty good life growing up. They never knew from day to day if they were rich or not, but evidently they were richer than they were poor. But it gave my dad a sense of insecurity that he never outgrew, because he would not change jobs. Once he had a job, that was it. He was given chances to become manager of a pattern company in someplace in New York, and he turned it down. It would have been a nice promotion, but he was too afraid to leave the job he had. Security was everything because of the way he grew up. Anyway, that's my family.
The end.